All right, the next fighter we're going to rate on Boxing Bros is Luis King Kong Ortiz, okay? And we're going to start with Ned, the cameraman. Ned, what do you rate Luis Ortiz power?
I'll rate his power at 84. You know, Luis Ortiz has respectable power, and he could keep you back. You don't want to just rush in on him, man. He's, so I gave him 84.
All right, True.
When I found out that we was doing Luis Ortiz, it just reminded me of all the elderly out here during this coronavirus. I hope everybody is staying safe and taking all the proper precautions. Especially, I hope Luis Ortiz, being so old, that he's taking care of himself during this time. I gave him an 80 on power.
So old, taking care of himself. That's funny.
Yo, True is tripping.
Ortiz, 65 years old.
He 165 years old. I gave Ortiz an 80, Trill. Like, if we're holding Ortiz to his actual standard, which is senior citizen, he'd be a 100. But, like, since we got to hold him to, like, actual fighter standard, he really didn't do much with Christian Hammer. I'm trying to recall the other guy, Travis, I think, he was in the ring with. And he really never, even Malik, if you believe Wilder got Malik out there with that tap left hook, Ortiz went rounds with him. So, I mean, so how good is his power really? So I gave him 80. G?
I agree with your logic on this one because I was thinking the same exact way. But I gave him a 75. The only time I could really go like, all right, yeah, he has power was when he rocked the Wilder in the first fight. But other than that, he got decent power, especially for his age. It's decent, but it ain't spectacular. He's not known for power. So 75.
All right. That brings his power average to 80. Speed, Luis Ortiz, Ned, what is it?
I gave him a 77. He's not the fastest. He's up there. When he was back in his early days in Cuba, when he was like 18, 19, 20, I would have gave him 100. But now, he's a 77. So, yeah.
Back when he used to chill with Fidel Castro.
Yeah,
He's that old. He's that
he
old.
said in 1968.
He probably do Fidel. You know what I mean?
He said in 68 when he was. Oh, man. I think, honestly, you know what? I think he's actually is pretty fast. The competition I've seen him against, he was faster than them. And he's like a sneaky fast. You know what I'm saying? It's like a weird sneaky fast. You know what I'm saying? So I gave him a 90. You know what I'm saying? I gave him
90.
I gave him a 90. You know what I'm saying?
He's 90.
Yo,
You think he's faster than Joshua?
That's also. I need to contest this, man. That 90 is.
You think he's faster than Joshua?
I think like when I seen him shoot the little right hand counter joints, you know what I'm saying? Like Joshua to me, right? Besides all his other fights where he was swinging wildly, this last fight with Luis, to me, that was a masterclass. That was somebody else. Like I always say, he looked Muhammad Ali-ish, but I wasn't just going off of one fight. You know what I'm saying? And I was going off of the fighters, how we fought against other fighters. And we seen how Luis Ortiz looked against other fighters. You know what I'm saying? We know he's 102 years old, but he looked fast against Deontay. You know what I'm saying? He was faster than Deontay Wilder. He got caught because the age got him. You know what I'm saying? Age got him. You know what I'm saying? Old for the time. You know what I mean?
All right, man. I'm going to put my score up, which is 82. I mean, he's fast enough, yes, to catch fighters, but 90 to me is like elite level, world-class speed. I don't see that in Luis Ortiz. Maybe back in the days when he was sparring with Joe Frazier and George Foreman. he was that fast. But now, you know, I don't know. So, G, what do you rate his speed?
I got him at 72. And I kind of see what you guys are saying, but I think what it really is that favors him is the fact that he's a southpaw in the heavyweight division. You know, so most guys are orthodox, so he's tricky, but he's not necessarily fast. So he'll catch guys because of the angle, you know? And so you could equate that to speed, but I didn't take it as speed. I'm taking it more as that could be footwork and boxing IQ, and that's why he's getting his shots off. But hey, if people want to equate that to speed, then yeah, I guess so. But I don't equate that to speed. When he throws punches, it's not that quick. You know, it's just his angles is what gives him an advantage in the ring.
I didn't think about that. That's a good point, G.
So here's what I would say. Normally, if there was just a 72 or a 90, maybe there would be a contest. But the fact that Trill came in high, G came in low, I feel like it would average itself out.
Yeah, exactly.
Which it did. So for speed, 80. All right. Ned, stamina.
All right. We know he's been dealing with trying to level out his blood pressure issues. And at his age, he hasn't been able to go the distance. And, you know, he's been last fight when he tried to fight, when he was preparing for Wilder, he was preparing to go the distance to build that endurance up. I gave him a 72 for his stamina because at his age, you know, he can't really.
I just want to say that explanation was something. Yo, Trill, what'd you give him?
I gave him an 85. I gave him an 85 for stamina. You know what I'm saying? But for being 80-something years old and still getting in there with these guys and competing, I thought his stamina was up there with Wilder, and I gave Wilder an 85. So, you know what I'm saying? I give him an 85.
All right. For stamina, I gave King Kong a 78. Once again, in his heyday, I would have given him better. And Wilder won, I would have given him a better score. But in his fight with like Christian Hammer and other guys, and Wilder too, I feel like he slowed down. And that's when Wilder clipped him. And I feel like if you watch Wilder, he knew Ortiz is going to slow down. When he does, lights out. And so I just think at this particular point in time, a lot of fighters are going to know, go get him in the deep waters and then take the old guy out. So that's why I gave him 78. G?
Yeah, I gave him a 75. Similar argument. You know, like with the Wilder 2 fight, right? I noticed that he was slowing down, and his guard. Usually, you know, as a Cuban fighter, they're pretty excellent when it comes to defense. But in that fight, you started noticing round by round, he started to digress when it came to his abilities. His arms was going lower, lower, lower. Wilder wasn't doing much. So I think that forced Ortiz to throw more punches in the rounds, and that got him more tired. And then he got clipped, and then voila. And then in the first fight against Wilder, you know, I do believe he was sick. You know, like I remember when he was drooling a lot, snot coming out, all that stuff. So I'm not going to factor in that performance. So, but yeah, he doesn't really seem that good when it comes to later rounds. So that's why, you know, 75.
All right. King Kong Ortiz. He's average to. No, sir. All right, Chin, what do you rate his chin?
Oh man, he took 2 devastating punches from Wilder that probably took some years off his life, man. I gave his chin a 71, man. After he got knocked out that last round, I was just like, damn, Lou, it don't look too good on you, man.
Snap.
Trills.
I gave him an 80 on chin. I should have said it, and I gave him a 75 on the forehead. Because he went out with that punch on the forehead. So I gave him an 80.
I gave him a 78 with the chin. He was knocked out twice. You know, and typically in the fashion, you see someone get knocked out like that, you would say, well, he really doesn't have that good of a chin. But it was the same guy. And, you know, that guy does have a powerful right hand. I say right hand because that's the hand that is powerful. Every other punch is to be determined. But that right hand is powerful. So you get hit with that right hand and he got hurt. And so that's why I feel like 78 is a fair assessment of his chin. Because now he's a bad chin, but we do know he can get laid flat. All right, G?
Yeah, for chin, I got him at a 70. I'll say this. He took some good shots. I mean, obviously, he got body bagged in both fights against Wilder. But I think anybody who would have got hit with those same types of shots would have dropped too. And so, you know, that's pretty impressive. But however, this is the problem with Ortiz. The level of his opposition, he's not really put in the ring with a lot of guys that have that devastating power. So I don't necessarily know how powerful his chin really is. You know, and the two times that he was tested with Wilder, he got hurt a lot, you know. So I don't know. That's why I put it at 70. And that was a tough one for me because of I need to see him with other elite fighters to see how good his chin really is.
75 total for chin. Footwork, Luis Ortiz, Ned, what you got?
I gave Luis Ortiz 83 for footwork. He has some solid footwork for his age.
Trill?
I was thinking about the AARP commercial. When they had the guys dancing and stuff, I was like, oh man. I gave him an 85. He can still cha-cha slide.
Yeah, he can still hit them with the salsa on them, you know.
You know, this was a tough one for me because Ortiz, you can tell he was a really good boxer in his heyday, and he came here in his 30s. I'm not even trying to poke fun of him. I'm being real. Like, yo, all jokes aside, like
when he came to the country in his 50s.
Yeah, yo, he came here, he was already old, right? But like you could tell in his day, his footwork was something to see. But by the time Wilder Ortiz 2 came around, and they were showing like Ortiz moving around in the ring, you could tell he lost a step a little bit. I was looking at it, and then they showed him like running up the hill, looking all stiff.
Yeah, that was
awful. And I was just
I
like,
remember that.
I was like, oh my God.
they did
Like,
him dirty.
he's just losing a step. He's lost a step, man. So, I mean, if you're looking at the ratings and you're saying like, oh, they're being unfair to Ortiz, it's like, it's what he was and what he is now. And we're rating him with what he is now. I can tell his footwork was amazing. Probably like 15 years ago. This ain't even a joke. This is being just realistic. But today, as is, you know, I got to rate his footwork an 86, which isn't bad, but I can tell, like, it would have deserved more back in the day. G?
And, you know, it's funny. I scored it at 88. So y'all can't talk no more about me. You know?
Finally, G's the highest score.
Hey, yo,
I can't recall the last time G was the highest score.
Hey, man, listen. I'm going to say this. When it comes to Ortiz's footwork, although, yeah, he's lost a step, in the ring, the things that he does, the way that he stays in position to capitalize in the ring, and he even did it in the Wilder 2 fight, you know, is just he just got caught, you know. He was winning all of the rounds. Like, he knows what he's doing. Like, I do agree, though, with Caden that the build up to the fight was horrible. Like, they're showing him in the ring look like he's doing the drunk uncle two-step. When he was jogging up that mountain, he looked like he wasn't going to make it. It was wild. But in the ring, like, he's one of the best in the heavyweight division when it comes to footwork. You know, it just sucks that he's an old man. So, yeah, so I gave him an 88.
Respect that, G. 86 total for Luis Ortiz Footwork. Hart, what do you rate him?
I wanted to give him 100 for his heart, but you know, with his high blood pressure issues, 15 points, so he's an 85 for heart.
This guy, yeah.
He's out of control.
Give him 85.
Oh, snap.
What'd you give him, man?
I gave him 85.
Oh, man. Give him that, man. You a wild boy. 85. Trill.
Listen, for him to be competing at the age he's competing, you got to give him 100. I give him 100. And not only that, I give him 100 because what he's fighting for. You know what I'm saying? He himself is fighting for his daughter. His daughter has, well, they found some type of cure for some rare disease or something that she has.
Skin disease.
And, pardon me?
She has rare skin disease.
Rare skin disease, yeah. And that's what he was fighting for. You know what I'm saying? And he showed a lot of compassion and I think he deserves 100. He's a good stand-up guy also.
All right, so since it's on me, hear me out, people. The man is old, came to the United States of America at an older age, an advanced age. Like, no joke. You look at like Rigondeaux or Rigondeaux, however you say it.
Rigondeaux.
Yeah.
Rigondeaux.
In Cuba, they defect and they come here past their prime sometimes. But he still got in the ring with Deontay Wilder, got knocked out, and went right back into the ring with Deontay Wilder and got knocked out. My only issue with Luis Ortiz in terms of even when Wilder knocked him out, he still tried to get up. Like, you gotta give him props. Like, he got up at like 12. I mean, that's hard. So, but the second time, that's hard. But I don't believe his story about not taking a fight with Anthony Joshua. I get the feel he didn't want to fight Anthony Joshua, which is cool in his old age and things of that nature. But in terms of heart, he got knocked out. Yes. He didn't take the fight with Joshua. I hold that against him. So I dock him for that. But, like, you know, to be his age and step in the ring, I give him 90.
I respect that.
I like that.
Yeah, but my number's different. I gave him an 85. All right, let me explain. 'Cause everything that y'all was saying, yeah, it sounds cute, right? But these are two things that I'm like, I personally believe he ducked Anthony Joshua also, and I also believe that he ducked Dillian White, you know? And so because of those two, I can't, in good conscience, give him anything in the 90s. He got to get deducted, you know? And so that's why I got it at 85. And I'm just curious to see if he's going to take the fight with Andy Ruiz. Because if he don't take that fight with Andy Ruiz, man, I might have to go back over here and turn that 85 to a 75.
Andy Ruiz is the one saying he needed tune-up, though.
Man, listen, set up that fight. Because Andy Ruiz was the one who was pitching initially.
Right.
This is Ortiz's opportunity. Get that fight. You're old as hell. Get that fight to prove the world, yo, you still up there with the greats.
90. His heart averages out to 90, which leaves us with boxing IQ. Ned, what do you give Luis King Kong Ortiz?
I remember reading about Luis King Kong in the Bear Pigs, man. And honestly, Honestly, when you've been around so long and you acquire so much knowledge, I gotta give his IQ 100, man. He may not be able to apply it because of his age, but
Hold on, you give him 100, even though you said he may not be able to apply it?
like in the ring because of his age, but he probably a
He's
good.
saying he
know
knows
what he
has
wanna
to
do.
but he doesn't have the physical
Yeah.
ability to
He
do
doesn't
it.
He
have
know what he want to do, but he just can't get there.
Bruh,
wanna
that's
throw
like
the right-
me going like,
his-
yeah, let me fight
his
AJ. I
body
know what
tell
I'm
him
supposed
at
to
this
do.
pace. He want to throw like this, but his body's telling him at this pace. So he doesn't have his youth anymore. But I give him 100. All the knowledge he has.
I like to make a motion to remove Ned's score, man.
Already?
I don't respect that logic.
What 100 for his IQ?
You didn't even hear the other scores yet, though. We don't know if it's all.
No, I don't respect his explanation for his score. Crazy.
You're just one vote, man.
It's up. There's a possible review of Ned's score.
Hey, don't feel bad, Ned. They got me on the 90.
What you got, Trill?
I got an 85. I got his IQ at 85. I think he's a smart fighter. All the Cuban fighters, they're real technical fighters. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think he got some. He just makes some poor decisions in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like he was beating Deontay Wilder every round. You know what I'm saying? So I gave him an 85.
So I rated his boxing IQ 92. And the reason why I rated him a 92 is because I truly believe that he's been past his prime, even for the moment he came here. But he still was able to climb the rankings and get a title shot. And I think that was all due to boxing IQ. I think, and this is why I rate Deontay Wilder's IQ so low. Luis Ortiz was able to outbox him strictly off IQ. If Wilder had the IQ that Ortiz had, he gets Ortiz out of there in 2. But he was able to survive and delay the inevitable so long due to his knowledge of the game, footwork. One thing he did that was so beautiful with Deontay Wilder was he countered. He countered the right hand. So he made Wilder have to think about throwing the right hand. In the first fight, he did that very well. And even in the second fight, I think his IQ is very high. But like Ned said, or that the point Ned tried to make is sometimes he doesn't have the physical ability to do the things he knows that he needs to do to win because he doesn't have the stamina, the speed, or the reflexes anymore. But if he had those things, he'd be, like I said, a dangerous fight. All right, so G.
All right, so I got him for boxing IQ at an 88. Similar to what Kaden was saying, and this is why I gave him power of 75, speed of 72, because you could see the digression. Like he's just going down when it comes to all his other attributes. However, what keeps him going is how smart he is in the ring. He's technically sound, traditional Cuban fighting background. He has good punch variations. So he has the skill sets. He's fighting with Father Time. And so, it just doesn't perform as well. But he still has the IQ. And so because of that, I give him an 88.
Now, there was a motion to remove Ned's score. Ned's score is a 100. G, you want to remove Ned's score?
Yo, I got a question. Ned, what'd you give Tyson Fury for his boxing IQ?
I gave him 100.
Oh, you gave him 100?
Yeah.
All right. Nah, you can keep it then.
You want to remove your motion to
Yeah, I'll remove my motion.
All right. G has removed his motion to challenge Ned's score.
But I want to add this. Can we subtract 10 points from Ortiz's overall due to age?
What is this, man? What is
Yo,
this?
stop. Yo, you're bordering discrimination toward the elderly, and I don't support that.
You are
you're right.
now, bro? You are ageist now? You know what I mean?
Nah, you're right.
Why? What was he saying? He said we should give him extra points.
Nah,
No,
he said
he
take
said
away
deduct
10
10
points
He's
for
gonna be
speed.
like a look at. He's about to be
Ortiz
like
overall.
a 87 overall fighter.
87 because of your 100.
He was saying we should deduct 10 points from his overall because of Ortiz's age, and I'm like, yo,
No, I was thinking that we should add points to it
Exactly.
because of his age.
exactly.
You know what I'm
This
saying?
is too much, man.
Shit, he get the elderly discount. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
God, yo, y'all are for yo. Oh my God.
You gotta take
What
care
was
of
it?
him.
ARP about to endorse your man Ortiz, bro. He's about to
And
get
we
an
support
endorsement.
it because we got love for the elderly. We got love for the elderly.
Oh,
You guys, man, are out of control.
This is nothing but love. We ain't show Ortiz nothing but love.
Okay, the views and opinion of Ned the cameraman and Trill do not reflect the Boxing Bros. We do not
Facts.
condone, co-sign, or agree with any of the statements that were made. They stand on those statements alone. All right, Luis Ortiz comes out to 83 overall.
Oh, not bad. That was
how is it looking in comparison to the other guys we ranked?
he's
All right,
like below all of them, but above Wilder.
And above Shashua.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's above the dude that knocked him out twice, man. It's crazy.
But it's not just because someone is.
Nah, I feel you. I
lower
feel because
doesn't mean
Chisora's
they win the
numbers, I
fight.
don't agree with like that, but it makes sense how he got it. You know?
But Wilder's Wilder's ahead of Ortiz.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I'm
here's the deal.
saying. Like,
Here's
yeah,
the deal. As everyone knows, we're waiting for the epic
Complex.
review
Yeah,
of
the ever review.
Deontay Wilder's rating because it's been challenged by G and Complex. So we are going to grant that review, and we are going to have that review. We gave them a rating. They didn't agree. They responded. We're going to come together. And so Wilder is under review. But for right now, he stands at 78 overall from the Boxing Bros.
don't worry. This isn't one of those UCAD reviews. This is a VADA review. It's gonna be quick.
We will get the result. We will get the result. Dillian White was 84. Dillian White was 84, ranked 84 overall. Anthony Joshua was ranked 89 overall. I mean, his total was 89 overall. Tyson Fury, 93 overall. And we did Joseph Parker, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can't find Joseph.
87. He was 87. I think.
87 overall. And we did Andy Ruiz too. I believe Andy Ruiz was 85.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we got.
And what was Ortiz again? My bad.
83.
83. Man.
All right, so we are going to review Deontay Wilder again. Stay tuned for that. In the meantime, we hope you enjoyed this. We may have to review Joshua again too, but I don't know.
We gotta revisit that one too. But please like and subscribe and check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. This is the Boxing Bros.
Peace.